to Maureen. Maureen is a seasoned learning professional with extensive expertise in instructional design, accessibility, and educational technology. And this closing presentation, our closing keynote, Maureen is going to be talking about empowering everyone, strategies for creating accessible PowerPoint presentations. So thanks. And Maureen, I'm going to go ahead and just hide myself from the screen and let you take over.
Welcome, everyone. My name is Maureen Boland. Well, thank you, Louise, for introducing that wonderful person. I hope I live up to that. I have a different speaking cadence due to a virus that I caught in college, which left me sounding odd and using a wheelchair. If you cannot understand me, you can use the AirMeet closed captioning, which is at the bottom of your screen. Or you can always ask in chat if I can clarify anything, and I'm sure all of you will clarify for help each other out like you've been doing all week long. Now I've got to advance my slide. And okay, it's not working. What we're going to be doing today is talking about accessibility in PowerPoint, and we're going to gain a deeper understanding about how to create PowerPoint presentations. But first, I want to talk about how to first, I'm going to talk about what is accessibility and why is that important to me specifically, and see if we can. Okay, this isn't working. I'm going to open my PowerPoint presentation in PowerPoint, but that means that I won't be able to see the chat, so I'll be relying on you guys to help each other out. And now thank you for all the love, because sometimes technology is wonderful and other times so it can be so awful. But I'm going to share my screen. Now I'm going to go to PowerPoint and do the slideshow. And because of this, so could you put into the chat why accessibility is important, and I'll talk about why accessibility matters to me. Rules and regulations don't motivate me to create accessible experiences. Compliance only goes so far, and it often doesn't consider our differences. Personally, I've been frustrated with compliance issues where there is a ramp to get into a place, but the ramp is being used as storage. So while it's there and it exists, I cannot use it. Then there's little things like doors that I'm left-hand dominant now. So if there's a right-hand door, or if you have to walk all the way around and there isn't enough space to walk around the open door, that can be annoying. You have to double think about how you're accessing things. And then there's always the sitting at their information desk, but they're like, oh yeah, the accessible place is over there by that. So you go over there and the button doesn't work or anything. And people are like, well, it's accessible, but or it's compliant, but it's not always accessible. So, but so I prefer kindness and laziness to motivate me to be compliant. Kindness is just being aware to me, being thoughtful. But laziness is something that I should probably say that laziness is more like more efficiency. I don't want to do things over and over and over again. I want to do it right the first time. Finally, my engineer brother once told me that engineers are inherently lazy because they automate the processes they want to avoid. So they don't have to do the replication. They automate it once. So that's kind of how I think about accessibility. I want to eliminate or mitigate the need for replications or faxes or reruns. Accessibility to me doesn't have a firm start or a firm finish line. The finish line always changes. It's like stepping on the beach and the sands shift between your feet. You have to keep moving all the time. And then you can walk along the beach for a roll. So, and this presentation is by no means perfect. So it's the more do as they say, not as they do thing. There are questionable elements in this presentation, so please give me please forgive me, and I'll try to give me the grace to accept your forgiveness. We all know that there are four core principles for accessibility: perceivable, operable, understandable, and robust. I created these for superhero mascots, icons, or AI, and I created them to remind me of the importance of accessibility. So we have Penny the parrot. She perceives everything with her keen eyesight and her gaze. She's taking in all the content and making sure it's all accessible. Then we have Opal the octopus, who with her many tentacles are trying to figure out how to make things work and stuff. And she's kind of got a smirk on her face, like, hey, this is okay, but you could do better. And then Una the unicorn makes things understandable. He seems to be dreaming of how to simplify the complex into delightful chunks of information. And then we have Rex the rhino. He glares, he looks like an enforcer. He's glaring at you, trying to remind you to remember your users and how they consume different content. Next, we'll go through the basics of designing for accessibility in general. The eyes have it, and you've heard all throughout this week about being aware of different fonts, particularly in PowerPoint presentations. Avoid script, and the smaller script, the harder the point size, the harder it is to see. So as a general rule, I try to keep above 20 points. We talked about color, and consistent visual design just means that it looks similar. It's like one of these things is not like the other. You don't want to have, unless you're planning to do that. And then Opal might not be all, it might be also understandable, but having a consistent layout is important, and in a narrative structure, having a beginning, middle, and end helps orient people. Then we have Una. She's a champion at keeping things simple. Key points in simple language. Don't confuse. And then you have Rex. And you want to make sure that the users, the end user, can consume the presentation in multiple ways. So PowerPoint has a lot of accessibility elements. And the universal ones are that occur across technologies are color, font, alt text, and links. You want to remember that color you don't want to use as a sole indicator. You want to make sure that the intent that your color is trying to convey is also conveyed in your words. Font, keep it above 20. Alt text and descriptive links. But in PowerPoint, there are unique things, elements, and I put them as slide titles. And then you have the reading order, which is found a little bit differently in PowerPoint. And it's important to keep your tables as simple as possible. And as we heard from a number of presentations, avoid tables if you can, they're trouble. And Smart Art is a feature within PowerPoint that creates cute little graphics like these rectangles, but it requires you to add alt text to them. They're not that, I look at them as they're not that smart. They're marginally smart. And then in PowerPoint, I use slide layout that helps organize the reading order so you don't get it when you use accessibility checker. Then I use outline view. And outline view is a good way to quickly tell if your titles, your slide titles are significant. And then there's accessibility checker. So when I start creating access PowerPoint, I first define my presentation, format the structure, create content, and run accessibility check. And how I define besides titling the PowerPoint, I go into it file, info, advanced properties, and give it a title. It helps screen readers and it helps it when you convert it to a PDF. Your file is known by that in plain English. It's not your title of your presentation with no. You can put hyphens and stuff in it, things that you can't, or periods in it, things that you can't put in your file name. And then sometimes I check the language, sometimes I don't. It just depends on if I think about it or not. But setting the language helps you develop it. Now, for format and structure is themes and templates and themes, and then you have slide layouts and reading orders. Oh, now to pick out a slide template is the easiest thing in the world. You just go to design and it gives you all these good designs. And then you can pick which one. So once you've selected a theme, then you can start doing your presentation. When I first started in my presentation, I go to slide layout, and then I can pick what layout I want for a particular slide. And the slide layout has various portions of the slide that are assigned. And this, using the slide layout really takes the place of doing the reading order. But it's a good thing to know that where the reading order is, and it's on the home page under drawing, under the drawing section, and then the arrangement and selection pane. And then you get to do the fun stuff where you create your PowerPoint. I use the views I use most are outline view. Sometimes I use slide view because I want a whole big picture and it's easier for me to move the slides around. Use the formatting tools. They think of them as semantic tags. They tell the computer program what the information is in this group of text. And different programs translate it differently. And then have fun. And this, creating your slide layout will take the most amount of time. And then you're ready to run the accessibility check. The accessibility checker is under the review ribbon, under check accessibility. And this, the accessibility checker simply checks for missing alt tags. It questions a reading order, especially if you created content outside the slide layout. It will point out color contrast issues, and it will point out table issues, and it doesn't like duplicate titles. Slides. Duplicate title slides will be in the and then you convert it. Now I'm gonna end the show, and we're gonna see the PowerPoint. I'm now in slide or normal view, and I usually like to see outline view. You can see that I have the title of the presentation up here, and then all the content here. Let's go up to this. So, okay, we're on this title. I want to show you how design view can quickly change the logo. See how that changes. And then if I go to slide view or slide sorter, I can see some of like these design templates really need some massaging, and that you can do by going to slide view and changing the slide master for these particular slides. But let's go back to what it was before, and let's run the accessibility checker. So I'm going to go to review and then check accessibility, and then see how it says I've got 4 missing alt text. So in here it shows me what slide it is and what picture it is. So if I click on the first one and say, I don't know what that, it's a back picture, it's more decorative. So I mark it as decorative, and now I've got 3 errors. For reading order, it's things similar. You can verify object order, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I can never figure out which. I'm sure someone here can tell me why it works sometimes and sometimes no. But so it didn't work for slide 6. Let's try slide 11. Verify the object order, and now my PowerPoint isn't responding. So I'm gonna close and stop sharing and see what I can see the chat. So I'm gonna launch this poll, or let's launch this poll about how, please rate your experiences. So most of you are advanced or intermediate. So, so did I tell you anything you didn't know, or did they give you any interesting tidbits, or was it more fun just to watch someone fumble around? Oh, thank you. Thank you, but I'm my own org, so I'm not using, I'm using the desktop version of PowerPoint. Well, I'm sorry for the technical problems. Oh, thank you, Kayleen. Oh, the first part was me fumbling around. So chances are you didn't miss much.
This is great, Maureen. Thank you so much. Your poor characters, I think that would actually really help me if I just had I'll probably take a screenshot of them and I'll print them around here and just have them, somewhere behind my monitor. So I just, as a reminder for myself, as a reference point to just go back to those. They are so great. I love that.
It was so fun to watch, to make them. I used AI and I made them, and I just put in something in first ChatGPT because I wanted it to have the same names and symbols and stuff, and then I put in the description that ChatGPT into Firefly, and because I'm never gonna find things that are consistent with what I was thinking.
Yeah. No, they're brilliant. They're brilliant. I'm definitely going to go back for that. I think I got a lot out of your presentation. I just really so appreciate it, Maureen. I don't work in PowerPoint a whole bunch, but I didn't even consider like using outline view and as as a basis for things.
Oh, there is a neat thing you can copy and paste your outline in the outline view in PowerPoint, and you can use the Shift tab to promote or to create a new slide for each point on your outline, which was really saves a lot of time.
Nice. Yeah, and like Kayleen had mentioned, using the outline view helps you make sure all the text on the slide will be seen by screen readers. So that's just great to know. And if you've added text boxes instead of using the slide layouts, that text won't show up in the outline view. And I know I have done that. So that is really good to know. I am curious about Kayleen's issue with the Mac, converting PowerPoints to PDF. Kayleen mentioned that she noticed that when she converts with her Mac, the PDF flags lots of accessibility errors that should be there. And when she does it in Windows, it doesn't. That's an interesting one. And Andrea mentioned that if the PowerPoint is first uploaded to the cloud, like in OneDrive or SharePoint, then exporting an accessible PDF from there, she has more success. That's interesting. Okay.
Yes.
Right. Kimberly is saying PDFs are not ideal for accessibility. Recommend Word. Yeah. I've heard that too, definitely. PDFs just format behind the scenes so funkily. They're just kind of crazy. Okay, Kayleen. Kayleen's saying that it just may be a PowerPoint for Mac issue. And I've been I've been migrating to other things. Like I use Google Slides. I use the slide tool in Canva, but I've never really explored the accessibility features of either of those. So I really have to reconsider that. All right. Excellent. Well, Maureen, do you have anything else for us? That's it. You're all done. Maureen, thank you so much for doing this. I'm so glad that that you participated in AIDC, and what a wonderful way to close out the event for this week. And just a reminder, everybody, I don't know if you heard earlier today, I'm going to go ahead, since we had so many speakers submit for this one, in a couple weeks, I'm going to start trying to schedule another few days of sessions. I'll kind of revisit that this afternoon and kind of take a look and send some messages out. So keep an eye out on in the newsletter. You can go to thetldc.com, sign up for that, or just I do post every once in a while on LinkedIn, so you can find info there. You are registered to the event. I'm just going to add those sessions to this event, but they'll be scheduled a couple weeks from now. So yeah, you can always log in and check that out as well. All right. And so with that, the link to get to the newsletter, Deborah, if you want to just go to thetldc.com, you can find my little form there to sign up for the newsletter. I have a thing where you can subscribe, and get you the issues. Yes, Gabrielle, thank you. And thanks everybody. Maureen, have a great weekend.
Thank you.
It was wonderful having you. Everybody, we'll see you. Thanks for a great week, everyone. This has been a fantastic event. I've gotten so much out of it every single day. Chat is great. The speakers were great. Thank you so much. And yeah, keep an eye on us. We will see you again soon. Thanks, everybody.